Photos received by ENN are sparking debate across campus. And this photo shows a white student dressing up as Nicki Minaj, an African-American rapper, and the person next to her is dressed as a ninja. And another photo shows a person draped in a Corona flag wearing a sombrero. And the Center for Race, Ethnicity, and Diversity Education is running a campaign called Culture Not Costume to educate the Elon community about cultural sensitivity. And we wanted to hear from the Elon community about their thoughts on the costumes.
And joining us now in the studio is sophomore Imani Henderson. She is a member of the Black Student Union on campus. Thank you for joining us, Imani.
Thanks for having me.
So our first question for you is, what makes a costume culturally insensitive?
Well, adopting minority culture for the dominant culture is inappropriate. So any costume that is adopting any culture that is of minority history, people should not be doing. So.
And what are some costumes that maybe don't push the line?
Some costumes that don't push the line? I don't really think that's like an appropriate question. The better question would be, you should be asking yourself, why are you being this costume? And would anybody be offended by this costume? So I wouldn't have the best answer for like what costumes don't push the line, because a great majority of them do.
So what are some examples you've seen on campus, and how do they make you feel?
Well, the two examples that you guys mentioned earlier are great examples of inappropriate costumes. And I know there was an incident last year where someone had cornrows and was dressed up in an inmate costume, and that was very inappropriate. So just costumes like that can make people feel extremely uncomfortable. And it could even trigger people. You don't know what people go through, so you never know what reaction you can get when you go out dressed in things that you don't. These are people's lives every day. People of minority descent live in these lives every day. So to adopt their culture for a day and it's not really celebrating it, it's inappropriate.
And so what are some ways that you think we can sort of help this issue? How can students sort of engage in conversation around this issue?
I feel like there should be more dialogue about it. If there is a question, ask. I mean, don't just assume yourself and just be like, oh, I'm just going to try it out and see how it goes. Definitely ask. Don't be afraid to ask. The Creed is definitely a great place it's a great resource to go and ask, okay, this is what I'm thinking about. Is this appropriate or is it not appropriate? And there will be resources to help with that.
Well, thank you so much, Imani, and we really appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely, thank you.
We talked to some Elon students about their thoughts on the topic.
Just like wrong to dress up like that. Like, it's making fun of someone's culture.
I think it depends on the extent of how offensive it were.
I guess it's close to Halloween. Looks like Halloween costumes. People dress up. I don't know. It didn't jump out at me as being insensitive particularly.
If I saw it and I was like, wow, that is very apparently offensive, then I would say something.
If they think it's okay to wear, then that's fine. They just have to know that it might offend other people if they go out in public looking like that.
If it seemed like kind of on the line, I would probably just move on and say college kids being college kids. If it seemed like egregiously offensive to a lot of people, then I would say something.
I think like unless that was your religion, then that would be fine.
I probably wouldn't say anything because it's not my business of what people are wearing. If they want to wear that, then that's fine. Just as long as it isn't affecting me or any of my friends I'm with.
I can see how it's offensive. I can't relate because I've never been like personally insulted by that.